Hi, and welcome to Camille's Country Corner. I am Camille, and on today's episode, we will be making a couple of freezer meals, possibly dinner for tonight, not quite sure. But the first one that we're going to be making is from our slow cooker cookbook. This is Southern Living. I will put a link below. I've had this, I think I got it at a thrift shop, to be honest with you. Or maybe my mom did. She loves thrifting. We are going to be making Hoppin' John chowder. It sounds delicious. And it is a crisp fall day here in Alabama. It's going to be 68 degrees today. So comfort food it is. I will also be making some baked potato soup. So let me show you what you need for our first recipe. We're going to go ahead and start with our slow cooker recipe. It's the Hoppin' John chowder. All right, let's get started. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe. Definitely hit that like. All right, let's go. Here's what you will need for the recipe. I'm using black-eyed peas. We are using some diced tomatoes with green chilies, minced garlic. I have some rice. I'm just using some long grain white rice, I think it is. Onion. I don't have beef bouillon out today, beef broth out today, so we're going to be using the bouillon. We're going to use some garlic powder along with minced garlic. We're going to use apple chicken sausage today, smoked. You can use any sausage that you like here, and some peppers. Let's put this together, throw it in the crock pot, and be on with our day. All right, not a lot of chopping here. Go ahead and do our peppers. I like a variety of color here, and this is what our Sam's Club had today, so this is what I bought. You got to take the produce where you can get it. Sometimes they don't have what you need, and so you just substitute and get what you can. I've heard other YouTubers on here talk about how their states are having shortages as well. So and I'm just using 5 of these, but you can just use one bell pepper. And I'm just throwing everything in here. We don't have to cook anything. And we're just doing a small dice, but as big as you want. I don't like to have huge pieces of anything in my chowder, soup, stews, any of that. I like to have just bite size. And you eat with your eyes, so it's always nice to have the different colors in there. All right, I'm just going to finish chopping up my peppers and my onion. I am using a medium-sized onion here. All right, we're going to use 2 10-ounce cans of diced tomatoes with chilies, green chilies in there. Not sure if these are mild, doesn't matter. We're going to use about a teaspoon of garlic powder. Teaspoon of minced garlic. It's about a clove if you have fresh. I have 2 cans of the black-eyed peas. Those are 15-ounce cans. I've washed and drained them. I did not drain the diced chilies. And I'm going to be using 1 pound of our smoked sausages. This is a 3-pound package, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I'll be using about 4 of these. All right, we're just going to cut these into coins. Now my recipe called for the instant rice. I'm just going to parboil this rice, and I'm going to add it, well, you know what, I'm going to fully cook it, and then I'm just going to add it towards the end, or maybe I'll parboil it and add it halfway through. Because it does call for 16 ounces of our beef broth. So let's go ahead and pour that in. And then we need it says 1 bag, about 1.5 cups of uncooked rice. So I'm going to parboil that and I will add that later. But let's go ahead and, well, let me mix this around a little bit because just because. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put my top on here. We are going to cook this on low for 6 hours. I'll bring you back here in just a moment. For our baked potato recipe, we will need some, of course, russet potatoes, or you can use some Yukon Golds here. We're going to use some scallions, sour cream, half and half. You can use heavy cream or milk here, doesn't really matter. We're going to use some chicken broth or some chicken bouillon, but I forgot to thaw it out today for my bone broth, so we're just going to use the bouillon today. And then I have some minced garlic. All right, let me show you how to put this one together. All right, literally for this recipe, all we're doing is we're going to peel these potatoes and we're going to set them to boil until they're done. And I am just going to dice these up. Baked potato soup is super easy to put together, and I'm going to do some loaded baked potato, which I forgot to pull out my bacon and show you, but I am going to go ahead and cook up a pound of bacon in my oven. That potato doesn't look good. We're not going to use it. Anyway, I'm going to do a pound of bacon in the oven. So what I do is I line a cookie sheet and I lay out my bacon. I preheat my oven to 400 degrees and I cook it for about 20 minutes. It comes out perfect every time. I go in halfway through and I just rotate the tray around so it cooks evenly. It comes out nice and crisp. And I am using about 4 ounces of some cheddar cheese we're going to add to our baked potato soup as well. So let me go ahead and get these diced and get them going, and I will show you the next step once all of the potatoes are cooked up and how we put it together. All right, to my pan I have some bacon grease. We're going to go ahead and add about a 1/4 cup of flour here, and we're just going to cook that down just a bit. All right, and then we're going to add our 3 cups of chicken broth. Let me go ahead and start ladling some of that in. Down just a tad. See if I can just dump all of this in. There we go. I just need to bring this up to temperature. I am also going to add in our 2 cups of half and half or milk, whichever whichever one you have. All right. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper here. I'm also going to add a teaspoon or 1 clove of garlic, heaping teaspoon. I'm going to add about half of the scallions in just because I want to add them in now. All right, we're just waiting for that to get back up to temperature. All right, the recipe does not call for this, but I add this to my baked potatoes all the time. I'm going to be adding about 2 ounces of cream cheese. Just regular cream cheese, but you can use any kind of cream cheese you'd like here. I'm going to also add our potatoes back in. And I am going to take my potato masher and I'm going to mash these down a bit. That way it will thicken our soup. Also add our cheese. I have my couple ounces of cheese here. I'm going to add 2 ounces of Italian style as well. And we've got 2 ounces of cheddar cheese. And then we are going to add about 3/4 of a cup of sour cream. Wait for that to boil a little. And I'm going to add about half of our bacon. All right, our baked potato soup has thickened up and it is now ready to serve. All right, now that the baked potato soup is ready, let's go ahead and dish ourselves up a little bit. It's nice and thick and delicious. I'm going to add a little bit of extra bacon and cheese. All I have is some mozzarella right now, but all cheese is good. So if you like baked potatoes, loaded baked potatoes, you are absolutely going to love this soup. It is delicious and comfort all the way. I hope you try this recipe. It is definitely chock full of bacon and cheese. Can't go wrong there. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Definitely hit that like button. And I hope you make this recipe. And we have one more soup that we're waiting on. And we will try that here in a moment. All right, this is the Hoppin' John chowder. It is done. All right, guys, I have made myself a bowl, so let's go ahead and give this a try. This is not a recipe that I have made before, so this is new. So let's try it. I thought I had overcooked the rice, but I did not. This actually is really good. What I do a lot of times is I will make a few meals to have for our beginning of the week. That way I don't have to cook every single day, and I throw some in the freezer so I have them later on in the week, or I have them for the following week. It's just something I've done forever, and it really works for our family, especially because we all work. And this is going to be a hit. This is fantastic. It's got a nice smoky flavor. My chilies were a little bit spicy, so it's a little bit, it has a little kick, but that's okay. This is a nice hearty meal. It'll be nice on one of the nights that I come home and I'm exhausted and I just don't feel like cooking. This is going to be a nice meal to heat up. So I hope you give this a try. If you haven't yet, definitely hit subscribe. Definitely hit that like button, and we will make more freezer meals, comfort foods, soups. It is fall, going into our cold season, so we'll have lots more recipes. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by here today. We'll catch you on the next one.